Well, we should be live. Just clamp my phone in. He says. So, if I tilt that down a bit. That should be aiming at the... Hello everyone, we're a bit early. Down towards the lathe.
Flaming Turner's on. You've got
Flaming.
For watching.
Good evening and welcome to this special episode of Coronavirus Can Go and Suck It. Live from the Blind Woodturner's workshop, so good evening. So, yeah, we thought, seeing as we can't get out to our demos and the shows have been cancelled and everything's been cancelled for about a month, so maybe a bit longer, we thought we'd start doing some lives again. So, yeah. So if you're here and you're going to join us, good evening, good evening, good evening. So, Flaming Turner, hi Nick and all. I'm just going to have a swig of tea, seeing as we're a bit early. Which is nice. What was that?
I don't know, something dropped off the back.
Probably the dust extractor.
Yeah.
So yeah, good evening everybody anyway. Hi. Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
I've just sort of like guessed the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Anyone else here?
There's the Flaming Turner, Colin Watson, the Crazy Woodman, Circular Wood by Keith, Cy Smith.
Right, okay, good evening everybody. So, yeah, what I'm doing this evening is a wee Willie Winkie candlestick. I wanted to do one for quite a while, and I always like the style of the wee Willie Winkie. So if you don't know what that is, it's sort of like the saucer at the bottom, and then it has the candle holder, has a little handle. So I just like to be a nice easy project, nice and simple. So that's the thinking behind it. Bit rustic, old-fashioned. So I've got this blank on here. So I'm just going to turn a bit of the candlestick, the upright. I think this might be a piece of beech. So it's not going to be too long. And then I'm thinking of, rather than recessing for the brass candle cup to go in, just having it perched on top. I'm just trying to work through some designs in my head as I'm talking and going along, so I'll just see what happens. So, excuse me a second. Get my face shield, which is just bang, pinged off. So yeah, I just came in the workshop earlier on today and just found a spindle blank that I could use, and I've also got a little bowl blank to use. So I just need to knock this into round a bit more.
Steve Twidale says happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Steve. So again, well, let's get going and we can be talking while we're doing. So let's just knock this a bit more into round. So it's held in the jaws on a tenon. To make sure that's got no flat sides now. Not bothered about it being truly cylindrical. We can work around that. So, yes. What am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking of having just the brass cup sat on top, and then we can just start shaping as we go on. So let's have a feel. I'm going to need that. Possibly that. So if I have a bit of a plinth, there, turn the speed down. Some reference. Now, like I say, this isn't going to be that long. And I'm going to put on just a 9mm in diameter little spigot on the end to go in a 9mm hole on the saucer dish part. That'll work to that. So that should be happy days, happy days. Spindle gouge here. Roll that over. Have a feel now. How am I going? How am I going? Lovely jubbly. And turn the speed up a bit actually again now. It's getting a bit closer. So let me just thin this bit down. Anyone else here?
Blind Woodturner.
Hi Wayne.
I think I've said everybody else.
Instagram. Now, Roberto Bortolotti, Roberaby66, accepted your follow request. Instagram. Now, Seed to Source mentioned you in their story.
Ooh, did she? Seed to Source mentioned me. Got a little glue there. Got a wiggle room. So what I'm doing is just marking out some transitions and things. Just having a feel. Is that the one? That's the one. So yeah. It's going to be the post that has the candle cup on, and I'm thinking of not recessing that, maybe just a little bit. Not huge amounts.
Quietest room in the house.
Yeah. Quietest room indeed. Well, it is in. Well, it's not really in my house because I've always got a German Shepherd in there with me, haven't I?
Yeah.
Which is fun. thin that down a bit.
Stace Makes is on.
Hi Stace.
Leona Fay.
Hi Leona.
Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Hey up. Just remove this out of my way.
UK Men's Chef Association.
Yeah.
They're on.
Hello.
Nice togs, they say.
Nice togs, yeah, indeed. So, I'm just having a feel now as things progress. Turn the speed down. I can smell your coffee, Nicholas.
Sorry, you can smell my coffee, what?
I can smell your coffee, Nicola.
Oh, right.
What did you think I said?
Nicholas.
Nicholas?
Sounded like
No, no, no.
Nicholas then.
Wouldn't dare say that. Heavens offend. So let's just imagine. Get battered. So I'm just trimming this down, shaping it. So yeah, as is a lot of my work, as I'm doing this, I'm just thinking, and you know, what can I do, and refining shapes and having a feel. Just slimming that down. So I'm using a variety of tools, traditional, carbide, having a mess, having a feel. Just got that tool rest a little bit now for this. I don't want to go too small on this top because I just need to go and get the candle cut now and just have a feel.
Did I say Baz is on?
No.
David McClernand.
Hi guys. So the brass candle cut, I'm thinking of just having it sat, rather than having all this beautiful brass, because this is a solid brass one, recessed in, so all you have is the top lip. I'm thinking, because it's springtime, does that look like a daffodil head to you, Nicola?
Is that what?
Yeah. That is like a daffodil head.
I need to go and find it for you.
Yeah, please. It landed on the floor over this way.
Oh yeah, I got it.
So does it look like a daffodil head before you pass it me back?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously without all the...
I'm just on the screen now. There you go.
Okay. So, yeah, like a daffodil head. So I'm thinking of just having it sat proud. So I'm thinking of just removing that. Just make sure that goes back in there. A bit of stability.
What timber is it?
I think this is a piece of beech.
Instagram. Now. Nick Davis 4525. Hi Chris, do you have any pens available around the £25 mark? It's my sister's birthday. Not sure if that's too low for your gorgeous workmanship, so no problem if not. Thank you, Nick.
Right, I've just had I don't know if you guys heard that, but I've just had a request for a pen, about a £25 pen.
It's somebody I know that.
What was it?
Yeah. I replied to her.
Alright. Well, we can sort something out. We can sort something out. So, yes, I'm just going to thin this down a little bit more. I mix. So that's feeling quite nice. And what I'm going to do,
Fred's McIntyre's on.
hi Fred.
Instagram.
So let's-
Now. Nick Davis 4525. Thank you XX.
You're welcome, XX. So yeah, I've got a 9mm spanner that's very good for judging the size of your spigot. So I'll just put that back down there. Can just reduce this a little bit. So continually thinking and moving things and so a lot of the times when I'm working, well nearly all the time, as I'm working and things are moving, the tool's riding over the shape and it's translating up my arms into my head to give me the shape and style and things, so it's pretty good. I don't want to go too thin there, I just want to sand this in shortly. It's feeling nice. I'm might cut that out just a little bit. So continually thinking, reassessing what I'm doing. It's going to call for, you know, just design changes on the go as I'm just getting thoughts and ideas. Just a nice gentle cut. Nice and slow. Just a little bit of squeaking action, not much though. So
Sorry, I just have to just reboot it.
Nicola's hitting all sorts of buttons down there.
I don't know whether my charge is right.
So that's going to sit on top like that, exposed like a daffodil head. Look at this actually. Roll that over, make it a bit softer. Yes? Cool. Right, so this is going to have a bit of sanding now. I'll keep the speed nice and low and use sanding wax. And then when this is sanded, just having a feel, we can get that spigot down then to the 9mm. Only going to want a spigot, you know, probably only about 5mm deep, and we can get a bit of glue on it. So, this way. Anyone else on board?
I think it's all the same. Don't think there's anybody else come on yet. There's some discussion going on about what a wee Willie Winkie candlestick is, and Steve's making some innuendo.
Oh, I bet he is. So, you must know the nursery rhyme. Nicola,
What?
can you say the nursery rhyme? Wee Willie Winkie.
I can't remember. I remember the upstairs and downstairs bit that I used.
Yeah, I can't remember it all, eh?
Wee Willie Winkie. I'll have to Google it.
It's such a long time, folks, since we've... But it's an old nursery rhyme. And the old...
Wee Willie Winkie runs through the town.
Upstairs,
and downstairs in his nightgown.
Yeah.
Let me just see if I can find it. Wee Willie Winkie runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown.
What?
In his nightgown, rapping at the window, crying through the lock. Are the children in their beds? For it's now 8 o'clock. That's not quite, the bit at the end's not quite how I remember it.
No.
But something like that anyway. A Scottish nursery rhyme is...
Scottish.
Yeah.
Wee Willie Winkie. So, yeah, the sort of like traditional style of a candlestick on a base with a little handle. I've always known that as a Wee Willie Winkie candlestick holder. I know what I mean anyway, hopefully you will when it's done. So I'm just sanding this with some sanding wax. Just help keep this dust heavier than it normally would be, so I don't have to put the dust distractor on. Feeling good.
John Walls was on as well, and he had spinach and paneer curry for tea.
Woohoo! That's very good. Well, we've had fish. We had bass fillets.
Yeah.
I think that's bass,
I've
isn't
already
it?
said what we had for our tea.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, we've been doing what did you have for your tea tonight?
Oh, right.
Where did you get your wax paste from?
Wagga Potter is the quick answer, but it's a mixture of beeswax, lemon oil, and mineral oil. So obviously the oils act as a lubricant and a bit of a solvent. And it's predominantly, it's 95% beeswax, a little bit of mineral oil and lemon oil. And it just, as you're sanding, it makes a slurry. So it keeps the dust particles quite thick and heavy. So it's good for keeping the dust down if you haven't got expensive dust extraction. So it's good for that. Stub and tear out, it can make that more supple and compliant. You can use it before using your finishing tools. You can use it with sandpaper, you can power sand. If you're power sanding though, have a steel brush so when your hook and loop disc gets clogged on your drill, you can give it a clean. That's what I do.
David McClernand said, nice to see you and Chris again. As I would say, I'm not the only one that misses at home with the Fishers.
No, thanks.
Instagram. Now, see Hamlet Craft Tools' first Instagram post.
So I'm just working my way around this piece. Nice and gentle. Yeah. I'll clean up tomorrow at some point. So just nice and steady, doing it all by touch and a picture in my mind. In fact, I'll just tidy up the bottom of that a little bit, having a feel of it there, so it's not as rough as you like.
Steve says maybe a while we are stuck at home with the Fishers podcast.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be doing a lot more live videos to make up for the demonstrations that have been cancelled. Obviously, some shows have been cancelled and postponed rather. So I'm just working through the grits up to 240 and then I'm going to stain it with piece. So pardon my back for a moment. Hollywood, a bit more paste on. Keep the dust down again. Hollywood. So has anybody got any exciting news apart from the you know what, the dreaded you know what?
Steve Friedel says your back is better than your front, Chris.
Suck it. That's going to be my key phrase for this evening. Seeing as this is the inaugural coronavirus can suck it episode.
Georgina, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce it, Baltway is watching from Surrey.
Hi Georgina.
Stanley's been on the lathe today with Baz.
Has it?
Yeah, making his first 50 cal oak bullet.
Nice. Very nice. Well done, Stanley. Baz, Timber Marbles 31. Stanley's his little lad. A little firecracker of energy.
Steve says, well, I've never been so insulted, well, by a blind man anyway.
Well, stay tuned. It's nice and gentle. I've got a bucket, sort of like a plastic tub behind me full of part used abrasives. I know you're supposed to throw them away quite quickly, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
And Steve says, especially a blind man with fancy letters after his name.
That's right.
Shocking behaviour.
Yep, true that. Absolutely shocking. Us blindos shouldn't swear. How very dare we? Just having a feel now as I sound. Right, so I'm going to apply some stain. What colour is that, Nicola?
Rosewood.
Rosewood. So, sounds like Beverly Hills Cop. Whoops. Bit of rosewood stain, folks. So I'm going to put a good couple of coats of this on. Yeah.
Will you tell Georgina what you're turning?
Right, Georgina, what I am turning is the actual candle post of a wee Willie Winkie candlestick holder. So, a wee Willie Winkie candlestick is the oldie worldy, very popular in Dickensian and Victorian sort of like films and things, and it's like the saucer with a little handle, and you have the post and then the candlestick. So it's my, not interpretation, but my version of that. Yeah, my interpretation of that was right in the first place.
Oh, Prickly Sauce is on.
Hi Rob. So just let me get my hair dryer.
Your expensive one.
Yeah. The Saturday night special. Tripped up. I'm always tripping up. I can't find the plug hole. Got it. So just drying this off now. Won't take long. Right. Put that back over there. Feel for that. It goes back over there. Got the brush on the floor. That's cool. All covered in sawdust now. That white. Right, so standing sealer. With a tissue.
Prickly Sauce says, my wife thinks you're amazing, Chris. Little does she know.
I know that I'm a complete sot. So have a feel now, get this standing sealer on. It's going to bring a bit of colour off, but it will also even it out a bit. So for a change, rather than have the candle cup sat inside a hollowed out section, so all you see is the lip, I'm having it exposed on top because it's spring like a daffodil. Just check that that's dry, which it is. Give this a de-nibbing. Doesn't take long. Now a second coat. So I'm guessing there's going to be lots of YouTubers getting a lot more content out. I know Martin's got some live demos scheduled, hasn't he?
Yeah, Martin's got a schedule on his website.
Right, yes, so hop over to Hampshire Sheen to check out when Martin's doing his lives. I know that Wayne Clasper will be doing some lives.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Baz said, I think Joe would love the natural look of that.
Joe. You've been smoking some bad granola, Baz.
James Stewart says, hi, can you see shadows or are you totally blind?
I'm totally blind. The term is, but I don't think it's very PC to say it these days. The term is black blind. So no, I've no vision at all. The toxoplasmosis had my retinas away for a laugh. So, and I think that in some ways that helps, because if you have visual impairment or partial sight, or you can only have a bit of tunnel vision, or you've only got a bit of this, that and the other, you're trying to work around your eye condition doing things like this. And I think that just makes it a whole lot more difficult, whereas me, who's no vision at all, from day one of turning, I've just completely let go, and I've just been able to concentrate on the turning, not trying to look, if you get what I mean, look round the visual impairment. So in that way, I think it's easy for me. So this is Yorkshire Grit Original.
Prickly Sauce has had to go.
Bye, Rob. Nice that you checked in anyway, mate. Said bye. So just turn the speed up a little bit. So for those of you that don't know yet, and I'm sure you do, Maker Central has been postponed until August.
Yeah.
So this is the Yorkshire Grit Microfine, which has aluminium oxide in it. So just the next stage of the polishing. Make sure it's well worked in, getting that little, tiny little cove there. Working it well in. Need to get this all worked in and then remove. Then we can apply our friction polish. Friction polish. Just a couple of drops on your tissue. That's all you need to start off with.
James Stewart says he's partially sighted and he turns a little bit.
Alright, okay James.
Well, he says he turns a wee bit, so I don't know, does that mean he's Scottish?
Yeah, either Scottish or you're getting involved in the title of the project. So, well, that's pretty cool anyway, James. Well done, mate.
Baz says he's finished a lovely textured bowl, black rim and boss with gold.
Well done. So Baz Timber Marvels, he's continuing his rejuvenated passion in wood turning, and he's turning a lot of bowls now and texturing them and colouring them. So he's having a lot of fun and practicing hard. So he's posting a lot of pictures on the gram.
Fred McIntyre's just back from putting bacon in the oven.
Nice.
Yeah. Steve says, my dad argued with me once about a DJ I knew. He had both his eyes removed because of cancer. I said, he's blind, Dad, to which he replied, It's not that he's blind, he just doesn't have any eyes, Steve.
Funny.
Baz says, huge thanks to you for the introduction.
Yeah, well, it was my pleasure, pal. I'm glad that you're having a lot of fun with it. What I'm going to do now is just remove this cup centre. Got my Jacob's chuck here. Now at the moment it's got this 9mm pitting which I need to remove. Just hold that in place a sec. I'll put a tiny drill bit in. Well, not a tiny drill bit, just a smaller drill bit, just so I can mark a tiny little hole. Ready for the screw. Now a lot of people that are sighted, they will probably just hold this drill bit in some pliers just to do this part, but if I did that I'd guarantee that I'd get all off pieced with it. So this is literally all I'm going to do is just, that's all I need. Just a divot. Just a divot. I can have the 9mm bit back in it after. 9mm bit back in it. Right, so what I have here is a 9mm. And I have checked that it's the right one for this spanner's the right one for the drill bit. So what I'm going to do now is just keep that speed nice and slow. And all I'm going to do is get a spigot down. I can hear Nicola putting the coat on.
Sun's cooling down a bit, I'm getting a bit chilly.
Some vibration there. So obviously what I'm going to do is just stop there and check. Touch more. It's nice and slowly. So that's there. That's about right. All we want is a tiny little spigot. Tiny, tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. There. So I'm just getting my saw. Japanese saw. Minus the masking tape.
Scott says he's watching while turning flamingos.
Oh, cool. So there you go. That's cut off. And that's just literally got a tiny little spigot just to sit in the dish part, so I can feel where that's going to go, and then obviously that's going to sit on top like that, just to be different rather than recess it all the way in. I thought because it's such a nice piece of solid brass, we'd have it sat on top. So happy days. Cool. So I shall put that aside, safe here. And then take this piece of
Steve says he loves it.
beech out. He loves it. Yeah, because every other candlestick I've done, you know, that's recessed in. And I thought, you know, I'm going to leave it out because in my head I could sort of like feel. And Nicola's got some daffodils from the shop, haven't you, yesterday?
Yeah.
So I just thought, oh, you know, that sort of like trumpet head they have. That's what I thought. So, radio. I think that's too small, that Allen key. Looking at it. Way too small. Back with the cone centre.
Is there a certain height the candlestick should be above the plate? Maybe the height is the same as the width of the dish? Ask Leona.
Possibly. Well, by the time I've got it's almost going to be there. By the time I've shaped this blank, and so it's obviously going to lose some of its diameter. We're pretty much, yeah, if that is how they are, I don't know, just winging it. Obviously I can't look at any pictures of them, apart from the ones that are in my head.
Or is it just whatever feels right weight-wise?
Who knows is the answer, Leona. I'm just doing, you know, what I think feels right. As I often do with something like this. Obviously with a commission, it would be different. Then you have to work to dimensions and parameters, and that way I have to listen to lots and lots of videos. I have to get sighted people involved. Nicola, you know, looking at videos and describing it to me, and you know, we're working it out as a team. If it's a commission,
She says, lol, at least that's an honest answer. Shall I move the camera? Because
yeah,
it's not the best view now.
it's not the best view. Don't need that.
really go much further than that.
You're going to tilt it. Is it getting this? You have to.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You have to slacken that off to spin it around.
That's better.
Has it got this in?
Yeah, yeah,
Easily.
yeah.
Hi everybody. Right, so I can't feel the little dimple in the middle, so that's too high. That's better. So, bearing in mind it's going in at the angle. Give myself some wiggle room there. Not that one, this one. So, yeah, I have to go until I can just feel the corner drop in the centre pimple. And then I know I'm roughly in the right area. Feel lovely jubbly. Right. So what we're going to do now is just start shaping this corner. Now what I want is, I'm going to show you now what I'm using as a handle. And these are just ideas that pop into my head. So to match the brass candle cup, I've got a, this is known because it's not got the scroll work on it, which would be called a Georgian. This is a Victorian single robe hook. So if you can imagine that this is going to be affixed to the underside of the saucer, and that's my handle. So you carry it around, you see, your candle mat. So that's it. So I'm going to want quite, instead of it having, you know, a catenary curve, or, you know, quite a tight radius, I want really a flattish saucer shape. So I'm just getting my measurements-ish here now. Right, sounds quite decent for speed. Sounded safe, so.
Steve says, you're right bloody clever, you, Chris.
Hey, I'm right bloody clever, I am. So, here we go. So I don't want any OG action or...
Baz wants me to move the camera up a bit. Is that better, Baz?
Is that better, Baz? Is that better, Baz?
I was chopping your head off, I think, but I was just trying to keep the piece in frame.
Yeah, gotta keep the
He
thing.
says it's lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, it's coming right over here. Whoa! I'll just blow the bits off my laptop.
Is that nice?
Steve says he bets you can't do it with your eyes closed. Oh
Right.
no, wait.
Oh yeah, already am. Yeah, already is.
So question then. John Wall says, are the handles available from suppliers? Well, we got that in Seaton, didn't we?
Yeah, hardware, you'll get them from all your DIY and hardware shops. It's just a single rope hook. So obviously that goes onto your door and you hang your dressing gown or your robe on it. So I just had this idea that do that underneath. So are they getting that?
Yeah, there's a delay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
see,
Right, what wood was it again? Beech?
this is sycamore.
Oh,
The
sycamore.
post is beech.
Alright.
So that's why I'm going to stain them rosewood just to sort of like even it out. Two relatively light coloured woods. So that's going on there like that. That's going to be my handle. And you know, it's just the ones I can remember before I went blind and saw them. It's basically a saucer with a post, but I'm just making it a bit different. I just need this part to be where that rope hook, aka the handle, is going to be fitted. I just need that to be relatively.
Leona thinks you're wearing a kimono.
Shh. Don't tell everyone. Like a kimono dragon. And I'm leaving it quite deep inside because I want to not remove, it's not going to be a bowl inside. I want to hollow out the outside but leave a stem in the centre to raise the height. Otherwise that post is going to disappear. You could alleviate that by using a lot of a thinner blank, but I thought I'm going to do it different and make this just my own. So that will actually screw on there quite nicely. I'm just making sure it doesn't rock too much. That's pretty good. It's a nice bit of very light scraper action. Just tidy this up. Lovely. Right. Get on to some sanding again. I'm going to have a drink of tea. Cheers, everyone. Up yours, Corona. So, back to the sanding paste. Sanding wax, whatever you want to call it. So again, we can keep the dust down. And get rid of that because I get very warm in them. So let's give this a sanding again up to 240 on the outside. Inside there. Make sure you don't ruin your dovetail. But you've seen it here, guys, so give it a go and have some fun.
Dad says he likes the shape of it. Are you putting any texture on it or maker's marks?
I'm going to put my decorative mark obviously in the bottom after I've sanded it to 240. I might put a bit of texture on it, but not on the part where I'm going to screw the handles. I want that just nice and smooth and flat. I suppose I should, it being me, Willie Winkie.
TQ Blank says looking good, Chris.
Who said that?
TQ Blank.
Hi, Mark.
David McClernand, nice Chris, thanks for sharing, hoping to get back on the lathe soon.
Yep. Get back on it. So this is what's going to be the base for the wee Willie Winkie. I'm just making sure that the handle will still sit. And probably what's going to happen is, and I've thought about this, once I've hollowed out the inside, the screws might poke through. That is fine. I've already got a cut-off disc ready in my Dremel. So I'll cut the screws off on the end, otherwise they're going to damage my tools. And then I can sand, so you probably have the end of the two screws showing through on the inside like little rivets, almost studs. It'd just be a nice little design accent. So something else I had to consider. You know, if you, otherwise the wall would be sort of like yay thick to hide the screws, and I thought, well, I don't want it that thick. You know, if you're carrying this around the house at midnight going for a secret snack, you don't want it weighing a ton. So some 180 now. And because this isn't spinning that fast, I'm perfectly just putting my hands anywhere. I know I'm not going to get injured, and there's no sharp edges on it anymore. I mean, people that are into blacksmithing and have got access to blacksmithing, you know, it'd be nice to sort of like make your own handles for these. Or if you know, you're a master wood carver, you could carve something. I'm none of the above. So I'm just feeling all the time of them going, getting all this information from my fingertips as to what's occurring. I'm just feeling for what I think is a piece of 240. I can't feel it, I'll have to get a fresh piece. Feels like it. My tongue is sticking out, so I know I'm having fun. Last concentrating. Making sure all of that wax has gone, because we're going to stain this shortly.
Prickly sauce is back.
Hi Rob, you've been for his tea?
I guess he must have been.
Did you go away for your tea, Rob? And if so, what did you have? Right, lovely. So, let's get my small texturing tool.
He's done the washing up and stuff, he said.
Oh right, okay. That's what I like. Domesticated man, like myself. So we'll just make sure we're on here. Five. Spiral. D-nib. So can people see that?
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
The owner says vodka and hula hoops, dinner of champions.
Yeah. So I've got a little spiral detail there, like I say, just on that bit. Just feel for where that is there. Bit of a groove there, and got to get into the groove. Come on there, let's have a feel. Stupendous. Happy days. Sand in that groove. Sand in that groove. Sand in that groove again. D-nib that. Use some shavings. La 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 la. So get a little paintbrush. Get the stain, the same colour stain, so it's rosewood. Plenty on.
Steve says he might have a cheeky Corona. Leona's having vodka and Baz is having a cheeky Guinness.
Oh, Nicola, I've not got any cheeky anything in.
Not Friday or Saturday.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I could say something about that.
Yeah. Like what?
Can you pass me?
Shared it.
Can you pass me a hot noodle pot?
Someone at pot noodle for tea.
Top shelf, right hand rack.
Oh right, yeah. No, it says broccoli and Stilton. That was all.
Oh, it's the bottom pot. Probably. Sorry about this, folks. I'm just getting a receptacle to squirt a bit of this stain in, make it easier. So, get this worked well into the grooves. Just the tissue was just struggling to get in there. feeling for where it's falling in with the brush. Tongs out again. It's just to make sure that it gets in all of that texturing. Use this rag with it still quite a lot on just to even it out. So I'm cheating with the hairdryer. Obviously. Just having a feel, make sure it's dry. A bit more on now. The tissue's still quite damp with it. Plenty on. Let it sit for a second, penetrate. Feeling like it's all on there now. Feel, make sure that's dry. That should be good at that. Right, sanding seal is over here, some tissue. Plenty worked in. flash off and then we can denib it. Denib. Denib. Is it flashed off? Yes. So we're going to denib. Make sure there's no shavings on it. Second coat. Don't need as much now. So you can film some up. So I'll be ready to apply the friction polish to the outside in a second. That look alright, Nicola?
Yeah, it does. Nice colour.
Nice colour.
TQ blanks, you use straight sanding sealer or 50-50?
Well, this is near enough straight, this. It has got a bit of thinners in, but not a lot. Hardly any. Couple of drops. So hopefully that should look nice. Flip that over, piece of tissue, and then we can remove this now from, so that's it.
Glenn's on.
Hi Glenn.
Oh, Glenn, you've missed the Yorkshire grip bit.
So get the drill now, driller killer. There's one.
Blind Woodturner's made some new door signs.
Alright. What do they say?
I don't know.
Door.
They're berating Glenn for being late.
Oh, have they? Right then.
Oh right.
What?
He says he didn't make them. Oh right, okay. I'll have a look.
Didn't make the signs?
No, they must be funny or something.
What, for the workshop?
I'm just going to have a look now.
I'm guessing the funny then.
Psychiatric ward, please enter with caution. Wayne's man cave, where very important things happen.
Did he really? I don't want to know. Don't want to know at all. So let's get this mounted. Just check that for the angle of the dangle. So just gently nipping things up. Psychiatric ward. Amen to that. So just getting my spacings all sorted out. Feeling for my centre divot. Divot. About right. So slower than that. Not that one. Drop it down a bit now. Feel for the centre pimple. Just do a couple of facing passes. That's go. Bearing in mind that I'm going to need a sort of like a pillar in the centre to have this resting on. So I'm just I wonder what size that post needs to be. Yeah, do that. So needs to be a bit wider than that. Sorry, a bit narrower than that. La la la. Right, let's keep that at hand. Closer. There. So if we just go down. So I'm just working out some measurements really on the fly as I'm going in my head. It's about right, that. So, just check the integrity of that.
Bedtime.
It's bedtime. Bedtime, indeed. So that's reasonably thin on the side there now. Marking things out, just making that centre post a bit square on the side.
Steve says he finds it interesting that you still do the little 2 or 3 hand turn thing when the lathe stops, as if you're inspecting the piece, like most sighted turners do. It must be muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Well, I'm feeling. I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that I'm feeling with my thumb.
Right.
So as I'm doing that, I'm feeling. So I am inspecting it, but with touch. But yeah, I am. I'm feeling as to what's going on. It's not muscle memory because I didn't do it before I was blind.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm feeling with my thumb and my fingers. That's what I'm doing really, just having a feel. But I get what he's saying, and yeah, I am inspecting it, but just by touch.
It was more after you coloured it, you didn't touch it.
All right. So. Yeah, what I'm doing now is just make sure I turn that speed off. What I'm really going to have to do now is, because that's getting down to where I'm happy, is to move that. I've locked that off, and then that's going to have to be, I just have to do it by touch. Now I'll have to mark the screw holes with my brad awl and put 2 little pilot holes. And then that could be ready for the screws poking through, and then I'd have to cut them off. So it's getting to the part now where I need to, I could do with you here, Nicola, just making sure that this robe, if you come round this way,
YouTube. Now, welding tips and tricks, flash tacks and chill bars, attachment.
Yeah.
so you're looking this way,
Yeah.
is pretty straight. No, I don't want it on the
Oh yeah. No.
white vertical. No, keep on it.
Right. So whereabouts do you want?
Just vertical.
I think that's about right. I'm lining
That's
it
it.
up with the line on the lathe.
Okay. Well, right, just let me feel for the other screw hole. That's alright, I can move a bit. Right, go on.
Okay.
Pull it out. So I'm just feeling for these little awl marks I've done on the back. I'm just going to make them a bit bigger. And then these are going to be where, obviously, I'll screw through. Screw you! Screw through. Right, so the best thing for me to do is to just remove the whole thing on the chuck. Chuck! Off, not that one. That one. Right, get my piece of card down here. Get that to protect it, so if we so where's them? Right, I can feel them there now.
Prickly Sauce says he's off again.
Where's he going now? Is he going for a Guinness? He's off for a Guinness. Everyone's off for a Guinness. So putting a good brad awl hole in here so I can get the screws started nicely. just a case of getting this screw in. Getting this screw started without more fingers and thumbs, man.
Glyn says he's on his 3rd gin. Wayne says he's on his 2nd bottle of red.
Not fair. It's going to be better if I do it whilst mounting on the lathe.
Oh, Steve's giving you €5.
€5. Thank you, Steve.
He says, thanks for the live tonight, it's cheered me up.
Why? What's wrong?
I just think he's probably just cheering him up.
So the screw holes have just popped out, which I was expecting. Which is good, in a way. I'm just feeling for the other screw, which I've got. There you go. So,
Wayne says the wine is making the coronavirus go faster. I've lost 3 days this week. Scott's in isolation though, on day 4. So I've just said, have you got symptoms? But I mean, he's paramedic anyway, so he's been on the front line, I guess.
yeah. True that. So, if I just rotate this around now. You've got just a little yeah. So these burn marks are going to go. Don't worry about them. So, you see, Nicola?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So, what I need to do now, just move that out of the way, and I'm going to drill the 9mm pilot hole. Not that one. Where's my hole gone, man?
What are you looking for?
Found it now.
Oh, okay.
So it's got get rid of that little bit, get the 9mm in. Tighten that up. Drilling the little 9mm hole. Well,
There's Eva, the cat and the fish crafting. She said, "Hi, blind."
eye blind. Very good. Like it. Eye blind. True that. As Leonard Hofstadter says. True that. So, I'm just can check the depth of that again in a minute, so I'm just jiggering and pokering, they say. Nice. Getting there now. Wrong one. Obviously I have to be cognizant of the fact that I've got a little brass thing flying around here. it's all about just, you know, start, stop, feel, start, stop, feel again, which we all know is the way I work. That's good. Cool. Might do a little bit of noise there as I hit that. So I'm just knocking that. Just knocking that down, right? Don't need to. Holding that in the middle. So I'm just obviously making sure that I get rid of, I can still feel a little burn mark. Be careful near that spinning handle. Just nice and slowly. Still feel a tiny little divot. There might be some noise here, but it's just as it's catching. But I'm just trying to catch those burn marks. So how's that feeling there now? That's feeling a lot better. Being very careful there because I could catch that over the edge. I think it's time for putting some sanding paste on now. So obviously I don't want any of this really in the hole. Stay nice and low now. Nice and slow. Nice and slow, just stop myself touch the handle there a little bit, but that's fine, I'm just taking my time and going slow. Have a feel in a second. Don't want to get complacent. What time are we on, Nicola?
9:25.
Time does the co-op shut? About 11.
Yeah.
I might be on for a bottle of wine tonight, folks. I think I've earned it, don't you, Nicola? Nicola,
Christopher.
you think I've earned a bottle of wine tonight?
I don't know, let's ask the people.
Oh, don't? Well, go on then. But if they say anything derogatory, I'm going against them. Everybody say I deserve a glass of wine tonight, please.
Steve says, am I the only one mind blown by the blind guy standing next to a spinning brass hook of death?
I can't see it. This is, see, it plays right into my ballpark, stuff like this. You know, off-centre turning and
Yeah.
the brass handle of death. If I can't see it, I sort of don't panic about it. Whereas you lot can see, oh my god. Yeah, if I got caught up in that, it would hurt.
I think the consensus is that you should have wine, and Steve says it's your birthday.
Oh, well, yeah, it's always my birthday. Always my birthday. Yeah, the spinning brass handle of doom.
The cat and the fish are singing happy birthday to you. Oh, it's not really his birthday, but with Steve and Chris it's always their birthday. Every day is a birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could go and see if they've got any loo rolls.
Yeah. You could.
Otherwise we'll be on contingency measures.
Well, all the serviettes we didn't use at Christmas.
Yeah. We'd have to buy the Christmas loo roll. think we've got some penguin as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'm not wiping my ass with a chocolate biscuit. That was a joke. It was a joke. That's funny. So this is 240 grit, so once I've finished sanding with this I'll apply the stain and then Yorkshire grit it. Well, it's all gone quiet, it's because I'm concentrating near this handle. So every time this gets a bit of slurry on it, I can just tear it off and get to a fresh piece. Make sure that all that wax is gone.
The cat and the fish crafting says, well, this put a big smile on me today. I needed it badly, I didn't know it yet.
What was that?
Well, just the demo, I think, just doing the live.
Oh, this? Oh. Yeah. Well, we all needed to get in here and have a laugh, I think.
She also said, Chris, you see absolutely nothing or a little guide vision, just curious, that's why I asked so much, stupid. And Steve Twidell's put, he's completely stupid Eva and also totally blind.
Yeah, I'm totally both of them. You know, we were saying this before, if you know, I've no vision at all. And that works to my favour, because if I had some guide vision, you know, or you know, a visual impairment where I might have some peripheral vision or central vision left, it'd make it a lot more complicated for me to turn. So having no sight at all, like this handle spinning around here, and you know, which is pretty dangerous, but I can't see it at all, so it doesn't even come into the equation really. But no, I'm totally blind. Just to prove it, I'm trying to feel for where I put the stain. So So this is rosewood stain. Gonna need a good couple of coats of this. Just let that soak in for a second, and then I'll hit it with the hairdryer, which I won't plug. And then I can give another coat. Wee Willie Winkie. Just making sure that stain's dry. That's feeling good. So some sanding sealer now. Let that flash off. Flash. Ah. Do.
Does the stain seal it a little?
Well, the stain, it didn't know it would just really colour it this. That's what the sanding sealer's for. Just to keep throwing me stuff out my hand. No, it's just for colour really. Let that flash off. Be careful onto that edge. Now we can get some Yorkshire grit on it. So the original and the microfine, I've said this before, smell differently. So I can tell what they are without having to put a talking label on them, which is good. I'm going to start with the speed nice and slow to get this worked in. blind moment, not the card up. So yeah, just do everything from an idea or a picture in my mind. Sometimes it can be a memory map from something I remember, but I basically just start turning and feeling and sensing and turning a bit more and feeling a bit more and shaping and won't go any faster than this now. So we'll go for the microphone now. Again, apply it by hand first, with the lathe static and nice and slow, and get it worked in. Turn the speed up a bit. Continue to work it in. Into a clean piece of tissue, maybe a tad quicker, get all this buffed in. Very nice and smooth, and get some friction polish on it now. Friction polish. Just a couple of drops. Smush it into the tissue a bit. This tissue just kissing the edge of that handle. More drops. Should be that for that.
Looking very shiny.
Very shiny.
Yeah.
So if I can just hold the chuck, and then if I feel for the Ujima bowl, so I'm just going to just rough up the base of this, the post. There's any glue. Right. So if I get a tiny little screw, get the candle cup, technical term, the candle cup. Feel for where that is. Not scratching it all to blurry.
The Cat and Fish says it's dazzling, smashing, gorgeous.
Dazzling, smashing, gorgeous.
Yeah.
A lot of superlatives there.
So the owner says the candle cup goes into the candlestick, which goes into the candlestick holder.
Yeah. Just trying to feel for the screw. And that will get a little bit of super glue. Little bit of activator. Now,
Scott says that's a stunning piece. Wayne's booked his Wayne Bigfoot has booked the hotel for Makers Central.
has it?
Yeah.
Some activator on this. So feel for where I need to be. Sit it in. Yep, that's gone off. Get rid of the glue before I knock it over. Feel for the cap.
I'm not reading Steve's comments though.
Why not? Why not?
Sam does not.
Done. A wee Willie Winkie candle holder. So, obviously, Scrooge would be going through his Victorian manor house with his candle like that.
Let me hold it closer to the camera.
Just be careful.
So, there you go.
Filling the texture in underneath. Just be careful with it.
It's lovely that. There you go.
And as I knew, the screws would have popped through So I just cut them off with a cut-off wheel, and then they've been sanded, which I knew was going to, but it's just sort of like you'd seen them as little rivets. I can feel them there shining through.
Everybody likes it, looks awesome, looks amazing, magic.
So there you go.
Great job, fantastic demo, very enjoyable chat from Steve, phenomenal job, amazing piece and great demo. That's gorgeous, lovely colour and texture, the pattern also, lovely texturing. Telling me glued it upside down after the show, Nicola, just for the crack. That's Steve. Sorry, Steve. Oh.
Sorry, I can't hear that. Shall I turn it up for you? Oh, what's that in here? They must be yours. So anyway, give it a go. Have a go. You could make a bigger one. You know, that's just the design I had in my head. The traditional ones are very sort of like saucer-like, quite shallow, with the candle post on and whatnot, but I just want it to be different. You know, put my little mark on it. But there you go. Any Victorian or Georgian would be very proud of that. So yeah, it was just an idea. So this is a Victorian rope hook, which I've used as the handle, and the solid brass candle cup, rather than recess them completely in, which is the norm. I thought, no, springtime, daffodil head. So there you go. Anyway, done. So I hope you've all enjoyed.
Leona says, needed this laugh tonight. Thanks everyone for the entertaining chat, and thanks to Chris and Nicola for the brilliant live.
No, it's our pleasure. That's what we've done it, to all hang out and have a giggle. So we'll be back next. When are we next doing the live? Is it Sunday? Not this Sunday.
I can't remember. We've got some dates.
We've got some dates, but we don't want to clash with anything that Wayne's doing, or Martin, or anybody else really. So
yeah, it was
you know,
just unfortunate about Wayne.
Yeah, but yeah, we didn't, honestly, Wayne, we didn't know. But if you can sort of like share with people, anyone that's going to be doing live YouTubes and sort of like, you know,
Well, I think Wayne does them a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, well,
But
we
I've
used to
just
do them a lot.
I've just lost track of who does what on what days.
Yeah, because we used to do a live every week for
Yeah.
quite a while, didn't we? But things got busy. But anyway, yeah, we do not want to steal anyone else's thunder and say, oh right, well, he's doing it tonight, so are we. So yeah, if you can let us know, Wayne, when you're doing a live, we certainly wouldn't do that. Same with Martin as well, because we know that people are going to be seizing this opportunity, you know, because it's sort of like housebound, or they're off work for a couple of weeks, you know, to be posting more. So you know, we don't want to.
Wayne says he does one every Wednesday.
Right, okay.
Leona said Tuesdays are good nights. Right. Well, we'll just have to do our best. We were going to do some at weekends as well, weren't we?
Yeah, we'll do some at weekends,
Just
and
mix
it's
it up
just
a bit.
yeah, it's just because we're missing out on doing a lot of demos, as is, you know, a lot of the other turners on the circuit. We just thought, well, at least we can still be turning and sharing what we're doing with people,
Yeah.
but having it live, so you've got the interaction and the chat. So anyway,
Steve says, take my Thursday spot, Chris. Well, we don't want to take your Thursday
No,
spot. We
that's
don't want
your
to take
spot.
anybody's spot.
Yeah.
Stacey's live on a Friday. Anyway, I'll get round to putting a page up with some
dates
proposed times, and if there are any issues, just let us know, because it's not cast in stone.
No, we're flexible, really. Yeah, if someone sees that we posted a demo and they say, no, I'm doing one tonight, let us know and we can reschedule, schedule.
Yeah.
So, right, we're out of here. Thank you so very much for hanging with us. It's been a lot of fun. we enjoyed it. So until the next live, that's not to say I won't be doing stuff in between and posting it on Instagram and things.
Yeah, we've got a YouTube video that will probably go up tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's a bit of, well, we've done a voiceover, haven't we, for some of it?
Yeah. So anyway, go and get my wine next, please. See if you've got any toilet roll.
Okay. All right. Well, I
Alright,
need to
thank
go and
you,
look for
everybody.
loo roll.
Big love to you.
Bye,
all.
everybody.
Stay safe. Bye. Keep on turning.
Finish. Finish. Button. Finish. YouTube. Alert. Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Heading. End. Button.